There's almost nothing worse than getting that vague ticket that says the network's down, the application's down, I can't reach the website. You check the firewalls, you check the switches, no errors, no logs. You end up on a 4-hour call trying to prove it's not your infrastructure, even though you can't see anything wrong, but you can't prove that it's not your network. Today, we're going to change that. I'm going to give you a rapid triage method using tools that you already have to prove that your network is innocent in 60 seconds. And I'm going to give you the exact PowerShell script I use for free. It'll be linked to my GitHub in the video description below. I'm Garrett. I've been in IT for 10 years. I went from help desk intern to senior network engineer in just 7 years. On this channel, G Talks Tech, I want to help you by sharing real-world workflows that will help you be more efficient in your job, allowing you to focus on the things that you actually care about. So if you're always tired of being the one that gets blamed for outages or websites being down, let me show you how this workflow works. Let's dive into the terminal. Here's a scenario. Users are screaming that the web application is down. Tickets and Teams messages start flooding in. You haven't had your morning coffee yet. You're just not having a good time. Everybody's saying that the network is down. So what do? We ping it, right? Isn't that the first thing we always do? We try to ping the URL. I'm just going to ping google.com. Everybody's seen a ping. You know what it looks like? Most people would stop right there, but don't do this. All this tells us is that the server is powered on and that it is responding to pings. It doesn't have anything to do with the web application that is sitting on the server behind the ping. If you take one thing from this video, make it this command. You've probably seen this command before. Some people haven't. It just tests layer 4. So this command is test-net connection. And we're going to be testing http://bin.org for the rest of these tests. bin.org -port 443. We use test-net connect. We target the server, and critically we specify the port. So if you look here, -port 443 is the important part here. That specifies that we want to make sure that HTTPS traffic is responding on this website. As you can see here, TCP test succeeded equals true. And the remote port is 443. So we ran our test-net connect. We specified the port. It responded true. What does this mean? This means that port 443 is responding on that server, meaning that there is a web server running and it responds to 443 requests. That doesn't necessarily mean that the website sitting behind that web server or the IIS pools actually responds in a way that presents a website to a user. So what do we do next? Next, we're going to run the invoke web request command. This is simply invoke web request -URI. Now, in this command, you'll see that we're targeting a specific URI, and it's /status/500. That is because this website is set up to respond to a specific web error of 500 so that you can do tests like this. And we'll hit enter, and it fails. However, if you are using PowerShell 7, you get some additional troubleshooting enhancements. So we will add an additional argument at the end of this command, which will be skip HTTP error check. Run it again. And look at all this awesome data we get. So this says status code is 500, gives us a description of the error, gives us the raw content of the HTTP header. And you're probably asking me, well, I work in networking, so what the heck does this mean to me? Valid question. So the smoking gun, in this case, is this, status code 500. Status code 500 is essentially the web application saying, I got your request, I understood it, but I crashed while trying to do it. Now, in a real outage, you don't have time to remember all of these commands. Testnet connect is pretty common, and it's definitely one that I would recommend you committing to memory. But in a real outage, for you to run all these quickly and generate evidence might not be the easiest thing. So I wrote a script that I will share with you. If you want to head to my GitHub, there will be a link where you can download this. This is just a simple PowerShell script. I run this when I need to collect evidence that I can basically just run this script, copy, paste it, throw it into a ticket whenever I'm done. And that is the proof of it's not the network. Full disclosure, I say I run my evidence collector, but it could also be Gemini's evidence collector, whoever you want to give credit to. If you work in networking or system administration and you're not using LLMs to help you write scripts or code or any of that, you're missing out. I plan to make more content on this in the very near future, but I highly recommend you start to utilize the tools available to you. If you are using public LLMs, just make sure that you're scrubbing important data like IP addresses, company information, any identifiers that would help a bad actor get more information on you and your environment and your company you never want to put into a public LLM. So that includes, like I said, IP addresses, serial numbers, company information, network diagrams, anything like that. Moving on, let me share this script with you. All right, so here's the script. Let me show you real quick what it does. So we are just going to call the script, enter, and boom. So essentially this runs out to the http bin.org website that we've been testing with. It does a quick DNS test to make sure that it can communicate with the site via DNS, so that passes. Then it does the TCP path check, and that passes. Again, that's the test net connect command that we ran earlier. And lastly, it does the web check to make sure that the application is running. And again, that's this invoke web request command. It'll be the working one here, the skip HTTP error check command. So that essentially just does all three of those things super quick and spits out this proof: network delivered packet, server crashed. You can literally just copy paste this section into your ticket, send it back to whatever team sent you the ticket, notify the folks that it does appear this is an application issue this time around and not the network. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I put a link to the script in the video description below. That's just to my personal GitHub. Feel free to grab it, download it, edit it however you want. You can use this and just copy and paste it into your ticket response to the other teams. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in. Please stay tuned for future videos. We plan to do a lot more of these in the future. And again, I appreciate your support. Have a great day.